My name is Hamza Khan, and I'm going to show you a framework on how to get a job in the most efficient and effective way possible. And we're starting right now. So this is video number 1 in the series on how to get a job. If you have not watched the other videos yet, there'll be a link down in the description box that will start you at video number 1, and links to the rest of the videos as well. Let me know down in the comments below if you're currently looking for a job. Make sure you stay until the end of the video because I have a little tip for you that will enhance your job search. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out. One of the worst feelings in the world is not having a job. Waking up every day with that weird feeling in your stomach. Seems like everyone around you is getting jobs and achieving their goals. You're the only person left behind. You decide enough is enough and start filling out applications, making countless phone calls to recruiters, attending career fairs, and at the end receiving a rejection letter. Why is that after doing everything you're supposed to do, you're still not getting the results you want? And if you're feeling alone, don't feel bad, because according to the Washington Post, 53% of college students can't get a job after graduation. According to Forbes, 50% of professionals are unhappy at their current position and are willing to transfer, but they are unable to. Luckily, I've coached thousands of students and young professionals on how to get a job quickly, and I have over the years developed a simple but highly effective framework that will help you land your job in the most efficient and effective way possible. My goal is to equip you with a practical approach that works, and you can walk away with it rather than giving you a generic top 5 list on how to get a job. The framework consists of 3 simple steps. Step 1, define what you want to do. Step 2, create a target list. And step 3, execute the plan. You will repeat these steps until you find a job. So let's get right into it. The first step in the framework is to decide what you want to do. What you need to do is to decide is the specific job title you're looking for. Typically, people make 2 mistakes. 1, they apply for every job that is available. So you will see accounting majors applying to marketing jobs and psychology majors applying for supply chain jobs. The problem this creates is that your competitor, whose resume is more aligned to the job title, will always get the interview call. Taking this a little step ahead, the second mistake that people make is to apply to a broad category of job roles, such as accounting jobs or marketing jobs, rather than apply to specific titles. As an example, someone who needs a job in accounting needs to be specific on whether they need a job in bookkeeping, as a financial analyst, or in investment banking. Remember, job titles rather than job category. So the bottom line is, you have to be very specific on exactly what job title you need. The more specific you are, the higher chances will be on achieving your goal. The other factors you need to decide are the size and type of the company, whether you want to work at a startup, nonprofit, or a Fortune 100 corporation. You might wonder, why is this important? You just need a job. And at this stage, it doesn't matter what the size and type of the company is. Well, from my experience, I can tell you that it always pays off to be more specific. I personally know many people that I've coached who are absolutely miserable at their current roles, wishing they had put more thought in the kind of company and job before they accepted the offer. Location is another important factor to consider. Are you willing to locate? Do you want to work in the city or a suburb? Understanding your location preference will help narrow your search. Once you decide the type of job you want and the kind of company you want to work for, tailor your resume towards the specific job. If you have multiple job titles that you're interested in, I suggest that you create additional resume depending on the job role. Lastly, It is very important to stick to the plan. Make sure throughout your job search that you stick to your focus area. You may be tempted to apply for a job that is outside your focus area, but remember, in order to get the job in the fastest way, it pays off to stick to the plan. At this point, you have defined what you want to do. You know the job title you want, you know the location, and the type of company you want to work for, and also have a tailored resume that will help you achieve your dream job. Great. What you want to do next is to create a target list of companies that fit your criteria that you had defined earlier. For example, if you're a nursing major, create a list of all the hospitals that are close to you. If you're an accounting major, you want to start creating a list of all Fortune 100 companies, accounting firms, or other small businesses, since most of these companies will have some sort of accounting position. I recommend you create a list of 100 companies to start with. Yes, 100 companies. You heard that right. Getting a job does require some work, but you will be surprised on how quickly you can come up with a list of 100 companies by doing a quick Google search. Next, break down the list of companies into 3 categories. Category A, companies you would love to work for. Think of these like your Apple, Google, Facebook, a top hospital, or that fancy law firm that you would love to work for. Category B, companies you would like to work for, which are good, but they are not at the same caliber and not as hard to get into as the Category A companies. For example, if you're looking for a job in technology, Xerox, HP, and Dell would come in this list. Category C. Now this is a special category. These are companies that are easier to get into. Think of these companies as more of your backup options. Remember, the categorization of your list is not a perfect science. Think of this as an art and don't get too bogged down into making it perfect. At this point, you have a list of 100 companies that you're interested in, and you've categorized them into 3 categories. This is where the rubber is going to start hitting the road, and you'll start applying for job roles. Most people start with applying to companies that they would love to work for. Remember our Category A companies? Well, the strategy that I recommend is to focus on the opposite. Instead of applying to companies that you would love to work for, apply to the companies which we classified as your backup options, or companies that were classified as Category C. These companies will give you the highest odds of getting a job. At this point, you might be thinking, why would I spend most of my energy on Category C companies when I can apply to all these great companies in Category A or B? Well, that's a great question. And the main reason for this is that by applying to Category C companies, which are companies that you will have the highest odds of getting a job, will give you a competitive advantage. How, you might ask? Well, since these are the companies that will be easier to get a job at, you will start getting interviews early on, and you can leverage these interviews to improve your interview skills. Secondly, taking these early interviews, believe it or not, will start converting into job offers. And this will boost your confidence because you will achieve early wins. So when the interview for your dream job that you've been gunning for comes up, you will be well prepared. Once you have completed applying to Category C companies, you can start applying to companies in Category A and B. The other question people always have is how many companies they should apply for. Well, the answer to that question is that it depends. It depends on how soon you want to get the job. Typically, I've observed for every 200 jobs that you apply for, you will get around 5 interviews. And out of the 5 interviews, you will only end up with 1 job offer. It is all a numbers game. The more you apply, the more job interviews you will get. And the more job interviews you will get, the more offers you will get. I hope this video helps you find your job fast. Please check my other videos as well. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel.